ladies and gentlemen. Crypto Maniacs Podcast. I'm back in the truck. Task is up over his head. All is normal. All is normal. Task, I got a little announcement, man. Are you excited for this? You sitting down for this?
Yeah, you're pregnant?
Yeah, close.
You're also freezing.
Next week.
I said you're also freezing.
Oh, am I? Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
is it still there or no? Freezing? No. Hello.
Yeah, you kind of delayed.
Yeah. Well, let's see if I can quickly say this, and then we'll get into the questions. Next week, we will be doing Crypto Maniacs. Both people in the show will be in America. I will be in your country on Tuesday. Are you excited?
Yeah. Will they let you out? I
Hopefully.
can't get out. So, I mean, so I'm stuck here. They asked me about High Fest. I'm like, I can't leave my country. Nifty I
But
was banned from Mexico. I'm like, nah, I haven't been there yet to get banned.
oh, nice.
I've only been banned from places I've actually been to that I know of.
Beautiful. You want to get into their questions, dude, and then I'm sure we'll have some fun tonight.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's get into it. So we don't need to be hearing me all the time. So here, oh geez, I put it in day, like so bad. Yeah, I know. There you go. Oh, that's even the wrong one. That's not what I was. Yes, here it is. Okay. Refresh. There we go. Podcast. Dr. Love. ATMA Love. Early hours of the morning for me. Need my beauty sleep. I would appreciate you reviewing my post for today. Any perhaps mentioning it in the show. I had a look at this. I don't know. Did you have a chance to take a look or no?
No, I mean, we're not going to talk about people's posts on the air just at random. I mean, we'll just be spammed. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
It's like everybody will be putting posts in the. I mean, people already spam threads, so come on.
Have you noticed that? Have you been noticing a lot more recently? Is that like because there's new people coming on and the referral links are coming up? Join my link. I've seen a lot more of that this past week.
I didn't even notice the referral link, so no, I didn't know. But it's the fact is they can't post their links right at the top level, so it's always buried in the comments. So I vote that we keep it that way. No top line links, unless it's a thread, unless you're posting another thread. So like if you thread something out, Jungo, and I want to throw it out there, I can grab the link and it'll be a top line thread. But anything else, like if I grab one of your posts, it goes in the comments section.
What about the feature where you're a certain level reputation and then you can post?
No,
like
because we already have that with somebody who just throws shit up and throws his posts at the top line. I think it looks like crap, and put it at the second level. It's something different. It's especially until we get the ability to mute and block people, and filter people, and things like that. By the way, because he gets toe curled exciting, let's give a shout out to Bradley Arrow just because he enjoys that goofy stuff.
Yes, Bradley Arrow from the beautiful province of Newfoundland and Labrador.
You used to live there, didn't you?
I was born there. I was born there. My family's from there.
Oh.
I lived there for the first 2 years of my life. Then I lived in Toronto, basically, for the first half of my life. Now I'm out in Alberta. But I was there a couple of years ago.
Man, yeah, I know you were there not long ago. You were.
Yeah, I tried it. My wife hated it, so we had to come back out west. So, happy wife, happy life. So, it's all good, man. I like it out here. The mountains are great. So, but yeah. Anyways, Nifty wants to know what we think of PayPal stablecoin. Obviously, Nifty was not
Yeah,
here on
we
Tuesday.
talked that one to death.
Yeah,
I mean, it'll be successful, but it's in their ecosystem. So, and they control it, and they can stop your transactions. They can zap your account. It's the typical Web2 shit.
Yep. Yeah, and the big thing for me is that this is not new for PayPal. So people thinking this is going to be like this bull run news and stuff.
No.
I think we mentioned this too on Tuesday. It's not. They've already had Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ethereum. You could buy it inside of your account.
Yeah.
On PayPal. So this is not like brand new. They're doing a stable coin. Oh yeah, we all know how good stable coins are.
The only good thing is you got the hairs on Maxine Waters' neck standing up. So that's at least one good thing.
Yeah. Alex and Vim said that we get fined on Twitter for using day mode. Dude, why do people hate day mode so much? I don't get it. It's so much cleaner. Like, maybe I'm just old and I can't see good. I don't know. That's what the kids do. They all use dark mode. So, anyways. Cal's got a question. Task has been big on the inflation-deflation conversation. How do you feel about the info coming out that China is edging closer and closer to deflation?
Not surprised. I mean, he's right. I've been talking about it for a year and a half. The entire inflation discussion was total bullshit. The CPIs were not due to money. It was due to supply chain issues. And there's not enough money out there to sustain higher prices. And then you couple that with the fact that China's exports are down. And more importantly, their imports are down, which that means it's going to spread to the rest of the world. And my fear is that this goes from a disinflation environment, which we've been in, for the better part of a year now, to quickly into deflation. And people seem to think inflation bad, deflation good, prices coming down. No, when prices come down, revenues come down. When revenues come down, profits go down. When profits go down, people get laid off. And deflationary spirals are not good. Just ask the Japanese over the last 30 years. Go read about the Great Depression. So, unfortunately, this isn't the stop. The Great China reopening was a joke. It had maybe a little bit of a blip at the end of the first quarter, but we got dire economic issues, and it's just a matter of how quickly it spreads. I think the U.S. will be the last to be affected. Europe's already in the toilet, so Europe's very close to massive deflation too. I mean, the banks aren't lending. I mean, there's your telltale sign is credit contraction is happening all over the place, especially in Europe. So if the banks are lending, you're heading into a deflationary environment.
Yeah. You can always tell when the banks are wanting their money back. I never got text messages ever from my bank ever. Today I got a text message just reminding me that my credit card payment is due.
I haven't missed a payment in forever. I never even go anywhere near my balance, and my balance was cut in half on my credit card. So, that's what they do. I mean, people seem to think the Fed controls this shit or your central bank controls it, not under fractional reserve banking. And banks operate in their own best interest. And trust me, when they forecast things are going to shit, they're not extending credit. They're going the other direction. So this idea of, oh, well, you stimulate by pumping money in the economy. It doesn't happen because the banks are responsible for the money supply. They extend the credit, which ends up as deposits in the account in the banking system. Well, guess what? When they don't extend credit, when they start cutting back on HELOCs and business loans, and they start turning down car loans, and they stop funding the buy here, pay here car lots, and they cut down on the subprime and raise the lending standards. All of that has a significant impact. And that's what banks do. And that's why these central banks are screwed, because they can't do anything direct, and they can't make the banks lend. They just simply can't. And banks, the commercial banks, operate in their own best interest. And there you have it, John. Your bank never talks to you, except now all of a sudden it's like, send that money in. A courtesy reminder.
So funny.
They're getting their cash back.
Dude, that's what I mean. Like, I haven't missed a payment forever. Like, and all of a sudden they care.
Yeah.
It's just like it's so funny.
Yeah.
But whatever. Banks, I hate them all. Cal's got the elephant in the room, one of the elephants in the room today, and I love this question because I started poking around with it a lot more in the past couple of hours. But how is the new engagement leaderboard? Anything you guys see that could be improved? I think there was I think M Coins made a really good suggestion, and he said he thinks that a Leo power up day.
I don't even think it was a day. I think just who powers up the most Leo over the course of time.
Yeah, like that's brilliant. I love stuff like that. But see, here's the thing, and I think iFarm Girl mentioned this too, and I liked her thread because this is what a lot of people don't get. Gamification is not, let's put a game on something. That's not gamification. Gamification is putting something in place of what's already there and then gamifying that experience.
Yeah, quantify it. You quantify it.
Yeah, and Leo has done that. So now you go to your leaderboard and you see, I still haven't figured out the comments thing. I think that's comments
comments on posts. On posts.
Yeah, right. So, like, everything you're doing now starts adding up. And iFarm Girl said it's just like a carrot stick. She can't get enough of it. And same with me. I love it. And we're not getting paid for it. No. Right now, it's just your name's up in lights.
Yep.
And you'd be surprised. Again, coming from a dude that gave away NFT badges before they were NFTs for 20 years, people will lose their mind for recognition.
Yeah.
There's a lot of power in that.
And competition.
I know. In competition. I was at 83 when I checked. Now I'm at like 47 or something, just because I spent the past hour like engaging, and I just see myself moving up and up and up and up today because I'm going to be using Leo Threads a lot more because I basically have a slow day today.
Mm-hmm. So
I love it. I think it's brilliant, and this is what helps the experience with people using this platform. It's not, like, I'm sure we'll get into it, but the whole onboarding thing, onboarding is just a piece of the pie, man. Keeping people engaged is the real challenge, and things like a leaderboard keep people engaged. No?
Yeah, they do.
That was an awkward silence there for a second.
Well, I didn't know if you froze or not.
Oh, no, I just said keep people engaged, and I was like, ta-da,
okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. It's there's a reason why a lot of websites have counters on them, because people love numbers. People get excited about numbers. And what's missing from this, and let me explain how it works, because Cal did mention it yesterday after it went live. The leaderboard is the 7-day total from 7 days ago. So it's from this point, this minute right now, back 168 hours. And it updates, I think, every hour. So if it updated at, let's say, 8 o'clock my time, then at 9 o'clock my time, it goes back 168 hours from 9 o'clock. So it's moving ahead an hour. That's why the numbers change. It not only changes what you did this hour, but it also, you lose that activity I did between 8 and 9 a week ago, if there was any activity. So what this is it's a 7-day window. I think they need a month, and I think they need a lifetime. And I think they need both those leaderboards. And right now, because of the Hive SQL, I guess they're trying to work out some technical problems. It's very heavy. In fact, the leaderboard wasn't working for stretches of today. It just wasn't loading. So I guess they're trying to get some technical stuff worked out, which is understandable. But what I would like to see, I'll pose this to you, John, is you take this and you have your 7 day, you have your 30 day, and then you have your lifetime numbers. And you said offering out badges. You can NFT this. You can gamify this with NFTs that you create that have the ability based upon your activity to get these NFTs. And no, these NFTs aren't so, oh, I'm going to get rich off Leo NFTs. It's not that type of bullshit. But the NFTs allow you certain features, give you certain rights, give you certain privileges, give you the ability to gamify it in ways where, let's say you get a number 5 on the weekly and you get a number 30 on the monthly, and you get these two NFTs. Well, if you have the ability to combine NFTs, now you can take the 30 and 5 and combine them for a monthly NFT or whatever it is for something else. And it has certain, I'll use the term powers. I could be using the wrong term, but you get my point, where that combination now gives you more ability in this gamification process. And like you said, it's not necessarily a game per se, but if there is a guild, if there is a contest, if there is teams pitted against each other, all of a sudden Django, he has this 7 day NFT from a week ago or something that, all of a sudden has these powers because he was the most active during the week. And it's like, he's in our guild or he's on our team. And it's like, great, now we're going to battle with this or whatever. I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff that has no monetary value per se, but it has engagement, it has competitiveness, it has recognition, it has excitement, it stimulates people.
You freeze? Or I freeze? Or
I don't know
no?
if you froze. I guess you froze.
Oh, dude, we got to do better cues, man. Because that's a couple. I'm gonna have to edit those out, or maybe we'll keep it just for bloops and reels. But yeah, man, dude, it's funny. I was laughing when you were saying this because if Eliana's watching, she'll chuckle too. Like the conversation Blaine, Eliana, and I have had over the past year and a half was that we were going to gamify, what we were doing with CTP, and that's exactly what we were going to do. It was going to be collectible NFTs. You have a little game board, and you collect the NFTs and fill out the game board. And again, this is nothing new. We did it at Click Track Profit 15 years ago. It just wasn't on a blockchain. It was just, we had the badges and we rewarded them to people that took action and did things. So you could totally make a game out of this and make it fun, and people will lose their mind for this stuff. This is a good thing. And I see things like this, and this is why I'm so bullish on Leo, because they understand the business side of this stuff.
Bingo.
So, yeah. But anywho, it's going to be exciting. Wealth Wes is up with a couple questions. What impact do you think the integration of the leaderboard will bring to Leo Threads? Well, I mean,
I think we just discussed that.
Yeah, I should have been paying attention. Yeah, dude. No, it's going to be great. It's going to. This is again going back to the everyone's on the onboarding thing. Onboarding is one piece of the equation. It's not the full piece.
Retention's more important.
Retention is more important, exactly, because attrition is a thing. People come and go, and all these people that are like, oh, everyone got onboarded to Leo, and look at where are they now, or everyone got onboarded to Hive, where are they now? It's called attrition. Any industry, and that doesn't make it right, it doesn't make it good, it doesn't make it the way it is. It's just the way it is. There's attrition in everything. Every single industry. I'm very much aware of how many people come through the doors at something, let's say CTPX. We launched this about 6 months ago. I can tell you, thousands of members have joined, not thousands of active people. Thousands of people have joined Leo, not thousands of active people. So it's things like this, the leaderboard, the gamification of it. This is the stuff that will keep it sticky, that will keep people coming back. And when more people understand that, it's a good thing. This is a very, very good thing for Leo and Hive.
Yeah, what you're doing is, and you can take this into the incentivization realm. You're building a layer of incentives on top of your organization, on top of your platform, that indeed could be monetized down the road because it could tie into other aspects of your system. So I'll give you an example. Let's say, I don't know, we'll take the ad revenue. Let's say 10% of the ad revenue every week, or let's say every month, is dedicated to the 30-day leaderboard. And that portion of the ad revenue is distributed based upon your ranking in, I don't know, the top 30. This just off the top of my head. I don't know if it's been discussed. I have no idea what the thinking is. But all of a sudden now you have something else that's tied to something else that now it's monetized. Now all of a sudden it's like, well, all those Leo power holders are making all the money. No, because there's incentive for you to, through your activity, be rewarded. And again, it's above and beyond just upvotes. It's above and beyond just, this, that, or the other thing. It's above and beyond, oh, well, that 7-day window. Now you start thinking about longer term. You start thinking about evergreen content. You start thinking of a lot of different ways. And now all of a sudden, just on Leo, you have 3, 4, 5 different ways of getting rewarded, of having streams of income.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. It's like you just hit the nail on the head where you're like, you're getting rewarded for being active. You're getting rewarded for this, and you take a little percentage of that rewards that comes out of the buybacks, and it goes into this pool. Let's say, and this is not gospel. This is just you and I spitballing ideas here. But now you're killing two birds with one stone. One, you're being rewarded for being active. Two, you're going to want to get more Leo power because you're going to get rewarded for holding and staking more Leo.
Yeah, it's the what the capability is, John, is to really incentivize and financially benefit your super users. Because you go to like a Twitter, you go to a YouTube, the super users, like on YouTube, unless you have the following and meet their criteria, you could leave 100 million comments on YouTube.
Yep. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yep.
You could watch 168 hours a week. You never sleep of YouTube. Doesn't matter. So this is a way of rewarding your super users. And the leaderboard and some of these other projects that seem to be coming down the pike, you can have 7-day, 30-day, lifetime. You can mix in near-term, long-term thinking. Obviously, you have the short-term thinking with the 7-day window and the reward pool and the upvotes. And you can keep building different time frames where people get rewarded based upon their activity. And ultimately, the longer time frames, what does that require, John? Consistency. Because you could go crazy 1 week, but then if you don't do shit the next 3 weeks, you're not going to rank very well on the 30-day. These are things that it can all line up with, like you said, retention. And if you get 100 people who join, if you keep 10 of them, you're doing damn good.
Alex actually asked me a question on my post yesterday. He's like, first of all, he did 2 questions. Do you listen to podcasts? And 2, do you use voice memos when you're driving to remember things? And yes, Alex, I do. But I also write things down, and I just had an idea. Task just gave me an idea, so I had to write it down. So thankfully, I'm not driving. I was able to get my pen and paper, and I have that handy all the time. So when Task gives ideas and nuggets, I can create from it. Sorry, Task. I'm taking your thoughts.
That's okay. I mean, put them out there. I mean, I mean, I mean, that's the fucking thing that gets me, Jungle, when people say, I don't know what to write. Just engage with people. You'll
Just
get ideas. Go through threads. You'll get ideas.
go through threads. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Listen to friends of the show. Cryptoholics are up after us 9:30 Eastern.
yeah.
Listen to their show. Get some idea. Well, yeah,
you'll get ideas, but I don't know. It'll be an interesting post. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
you know,
Nifty's watching on Jim, so yeah,
you
yeah,
listen to
definitely.
an AMA. Cal talks for an hour. There's ideas there. It's all over the place. Listen to They Call Me Dan when he puts up a video.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, all over the place.
Yeah, dude, there's no excuse, and I get it's more of a confidence thing. I think a lot of times people are scared to say, "Oh, I'm going to create something and no one's going to like it." It's not for a lack of inspiration. There's tons of stuff out
The
there.
reality is nobody's reading it. It's not that they don't like it. Nobody reads it.
Yeah,
That's
well,
most of the case.
That's all. Oh, the long form is the only way we're ever going to get Hive to. Anyways, we won't get it. Anyways, let's keep going. And this was Wealth West actually followed that up with once the incentives for this, and I think Tass just nailed it.
Well, we right now, other than just pride and competition and like seeing your name up in the top 5, there is no incentive. John and I were just spitballing ideas. Maybe it's maybe there's something that gets built on top of it. I think that's the plan. I don't know what that looks like. We're just talking off the top of our bald heads here.
You see, Nifty threw this down before we get to the other questions. He threw this up: petition to stop calling it Leo Threads, just Threads. I don't know, man. Threads is like, what happened to meta threads? Like, wasn't that all the rage like 2 weeks ago? And now, like, does anyone even talk about it? Like,
I think that was a little longer because the rage a week ago was PayPal, and that's now not talked about. So, yeah, I mean, Meta. The Twitter killer and from the Elon Musk haters, it didn't kill him, and it was just like it was the same thing with Meta threads as with PayPal, because there's like 3 billion users. There were going to be a lot of people who used it, but at the end of the day, most people, their retention on that sucks because they had like 150 million downloads. How many people are using it? How many people used it once and left? Django, there's one. I mean, there's a lot of people who tried it out once and said, done, this sucks. It's Instagram.
Dude, I don't even think I lasted 24 hours. Like, I was just like, oh, okay, it's social media. It's I like the brand name because I'm kind of partial to another type of threads. And then I was just like, this sucks.
Yeah.
It was so not the Twitter killer. Like, anyways, whatever. Yeah, that's meta for you. Meta. Happy 411 comes up with, what's the consequences of onboarding newbies without guidance? The consequence is, I guess you kind of see it because a lot of times people join Hive and organically, because that's how people say people should be joining Hive, they don't do anything. So guidance, I think, is very important. Blaine, Eliana, and I spent countless years. We developed, first it was Steam Savvy, to introduce people to Steam and help onboard them and teach them the ways. We did tons of training inside of CTP. We did the Hive Guide. Listen, it's not Picasso level stuff. It's pretty basic stuff. It's probably a little outdated now because we did it about 3-4 years ago. But tons of people have said that they have enjoyed their experience on Hive directly from the things that we're teaching. So helping new people just get a grasp, just the basics. You don't need to go in depth. I'm sure there's places for people that want to do a PhD study on this stuff, but I think it's very helpful. Things like Leo Glossary. It's funny. I was reading threads today, and I was watching some people ask questions, and I'm sitting there thinking, okay, they're putting the questions on thread. It's fine, but this can be answered by just going to Leo Glossary, helping newbies. So I think it's great. I think you should help people, not hold their hand, not babysit them, but give them the ability to learn, the tools, the resources to just get a feel for this stuff, and then let them dive in. But yeah.
Well, I take a little different take because what the hell's Hive? You know,
Yeah. Right.
and
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into it because it's going to be my article in the morning. But stop the bullshit. What are you onboarding them for? Get them on the threads. There you go, Nifty. Get them on the threads. If they don't know how to use threads, teach them how to use threads. That's it. End of discussion. There's the end. If they want to learn more, there is going to be areas they can go and explore. They're going to pick up stuff. They're going to have to figure out what Leo power is, what high power is, what resource credits are. They can ask those questions. But this idea of onboarding people to Hive, do people even know what the fuck Hive is? No, because obviously, if they knew what Hive was, you don't talk. It's like saying, how do we onboard people to AWS? No, you don't onboard people to AWS. You onboard people to the users of AWS onboard people. That's called Netflix. That's called Verizon. That's called Siemens. That's called all these companies, Oracle, Salesforce. Oracle has their own stuff. Excuse me, Salesforce. That's who onboards stuff to AWS. So just think about Leo. Onboard them to Leo. Onboard them to Threads. Then, yes, there's a lot to learn just in that. They're going to have to learn about resource credits. They're going to learn about Leo Power. They're going to have to learn about token. That all comes into play. They're going to then experience Hive, High Power, HBD, all of that. They better know about their keys. But the nice thing is, if they sign up with a Twitter account, if this is working, which I believe it is, then they don't even have to worry about the key stuff for a while. And that's what it is. It's, John, you and I have talked about it for 2.5 years. Ease of use. Ease of use. Web3 is an extremely complex system if you do not understand anything about Web3. So trying to explain Web3 to people is going to overwhelm them because it takes like a year to learn this shit. So just onboard people to Leo. It's kind of like Twitter. It acts a lot like Twitter. You do the same thing on Twitter. Can you tweet? Yeah. They'll do it here and you can earn some rewards and we'll show you how to do that. That's where you start from. And then you move up the scale if they're interested. And if they are getting involved and if they start to hear things about the ad revenue program, if they start to hear things about the leaderboard and NFTs and this, that, or the other thing, there's a great sales point, the leaderboard. Do you know that leaderboard we just said is 7 days old? So that means somebody could join Hive today and be on that leaderboard. They'll be on the leaderboard immediately, within an hour, but they could be high up on the leaderboard probably within 2 or 3 days. Boom.
Dude, I was started in 80 something like an hour ago. I'm in the 40s already.
Yeah. So, somebody can be on that and like, well, how am I doing? How does this work? We don't know. Just do activity and thread and engage with people and you'll move up the leaderboard. Okay. So, it's, that's keep it simple for people.
Great. I wish I had my poster behind me like I have in that. We have a strategic plan. It's called Doing Things there. That's how you onboard people.
Yeah. Just get them on Threads and just say, okay, this is what we have. Now you're in Web3, Buster.
Yep. Tokenize has a great question. Because this is news to me, but interesting. Hello, Maniacs. There's been some rumors about Splinterlands launching their own chain. If that's true, how do you think that would impact Hive? To be brutally honest with you, I don't think it would necessarily impact Hive. Splinterlands, I don't know. Look, what did Splinterlands do for Hive? It got a lot of people getting accounts, for sure. Did people who joined Split and Forex Broker and me were talking about this on Threads earlier? Did people from Splinterlands join Splinterlands and come over to Hive?
No.
Did they do anything other than play Splinterlands? No, they played Splinterlands. They didn't care what blockchain. It could have been on Bubba's blockchain.
It could have been centralized. They wouldn't have given a shit.
They wouldn't have cared. They cared about the game, which goes back to a point that Task and I have been beating over dead horses a couple times here over the past couple of years. It's not the damn blockchain that needs to be promoted. It's the apps on the blockchain that need to be promoted. That's how you get onboarding. It's not, hey, come to Hive because it's decentralized. People don't care about decentralization. They really don't. Sorry, guys. I know a lot of people care about that stuff. I care about that stuff. Task cares about that stuff. Majority of people don't care about that stuff. They care about, just like you were saying, Task, ease of use.
Let's be honest. Most of the one Hive don't give a shit about it either. They're putting their data on Discord. They're putting their data on Twitter all day. I mean, let's be honest.
Right.
So, that's a shitting selling point. And even when they need it, what happens? YouTube closes them down or Twitter closes them down. They take to Hive. Oh, I got my account closed. Where am I going to go now? And then, they gave me my account back, so I'll be posting again. See ya.
Yes. Thank you, overlords, for giving me my crumbs back.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll hurt. Trust me. If they do leave, I mean, I could see them doing something like launching a layer 2, and and just being completely, I don't know, a complete different chain, and they go the DTube route. I don't know, maybe, but I don't know what it would do to Hive, because Hive is like this stable coin, 35 cents, 36 cents, 37 cents, 34 cents. Like, I mean, it's just, you can have the biggest news in the world. People don't care about that stuff. People care what their buddies are doing and what the markets are doing. That's what they care about. They don't care about development. They don't care about that stuff. They say they do, but markets are green and red because of emotion, never about thoughts and actual things. Anyways.
There's a saying in sales, Django. People buy emotionally and rationalize logically. And that's the old, you sell the sizzle, not the steak. And that's really what it comes down to. They're not going to make decisions logically. They're going to make decisions emotionally when money's involved, especially when money's involved. And they'll rationalize it logically. They'll apply logic to their rationalization after the fact of why they made a good decision. Even if they didn't make a good decision, they'll con themselves into a good decision, at least for a while, because we can't admit we made a mistake. And that's exactly what we're talking about here. Is people are so driven, especially in the social media age, of validation of others and all this other stuff. They get caught up in the emotion. There's no logic. So, again, trying to rationalize these decisions from a logical standpoint, when you're looking at it, it's like, I'm with Django. I don't think it'll do a whole lot of much, because the only thing Splinterlands really does is file some custom JSONs each day.
Yep. There you go. And Tokenize, with the witty remarks about Newfoundland, he said, shouldn't they change the name to Old Foundland now? Yes. It's did you know, fun fact, Task, that St. John's, Newfoundland was a thriving port city when New York City was a swamp? Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Yeah, well, St. John's is actually the oldest city in North America. So do with that information as you will. So it's useless, but we're here for it. Nifty comes up with, now that we have confirmed aliens, how has this affected your daily life? Are you okay with it? Sure.
I don't fear the aliens. Yeah. I fear the reptilians like Mark Zuckerberg. So,
yes, that's the scary one, right? Not the alien, reptilians.
Yeah, if there's a guy, you look at that guy, it's like, okay, if there are reptilians, there's their leader. There's one.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, it doesn't really affect my life at all. It's funny. I was talking to my mom the other day, and she's of that generation that still watches the 6 o'clock news, reads the newspaper, and she's just like going on and on about all these news stories that's going on in the world. And I said, Mom, like, this stuff really doesn't affect our lives in the slightest. Guess what? You're still going to get up tomorrow and brush your teeth and put on your pants the same way. Whoever is in power, whatever the markets are doing. So, I don't know.
Yep.
Aliens are here. Great. Cool. Let's get them.
Yeah,
Or
hopefully they abduct Trudeau and Biden and take them away.
please, yes, Trudeau first, please. Nifty, yes. Petition to stop calling Leo threads just threads. Sounds good. Tokenize when leaderboard for most feet picks, and then there's Nifty with the stellar.
Well, unfortunately, if you do that, then the Nifty's going to be in first place, every week, which not a bad thing. Okay, good. That's Nifty's niche. So Nifty's niche, that could be a show. There you go, Nifty. Nifty's niche or a bar. But
Nifty's niche.
Yeah,
That's a great blog post.
There you go.
Blog.
Yeah, that's a great blog name, Nifty's niche. There you go, Nifty. You should patent that and run with it.
Yeah. Jay Fang shows up and says, "What do you think about reaction content drama? Should people be able to upload most of people's videos with input, sometimes little to none?" I'm guessing, Jay Fang.
I don't understand the question.
So one of the big things on YouTube is reaction videos. So get a couple of teenagers that have never heard of Phil Collins,
okay.
They hear the drum solo in the air tonight for the first time, and their reaction is like those type of videos.
Okay.
I'm thinking that's what he's talking about. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I would do it. Then again, I'm old and I know Phil Collins.
So what's he asking? Is it okay to do it?
Yeah, he's like, should people be able to upload most of people's videos with input? Sometimes little to none, because a lot of times these people are just sitting there watching the video and their facial expressions. They don't say anything. They're just like, it's the video playing, and then in the box, it's just like us in the box. And so, yeah.
I mean, I've seen them, so now that you explain them, I know what you're talking about. But I mean, they always seem dumb as shit to me. But I mean, I guess people watch them. I mean, people can do what they want. And as for the copyrights, well, YouTube's known for, just ignoring copyright requests, takedowns anyway. They've been doing that for 15 years. So, that's nothing new. They don't make much sense to me. I would not subscribe or follow somebody who does that type of stuff. But, that has no interest to me. And of course, a few weeks back, I was on a kick. You ever seen these shows where these guys go around with lawnmowers and they just go to these yards where the grass is 6 feet high, and they just do it for nothing, and they make YouTube videos of cleaning up these yards? I spent a couple of days watching that. I was on that kick. So, but these things get 3 million views. That's the amazing thing. I'm like, there's 3 million people who watch these fucking things of a guy mowing the grass.
YouTube is such a time sink. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it can be. That's true too. But it comes back to Leo with threads. It's the same idea. And one of the things that everybody's asking for and Cal keeps promising is shorts, and the ability to upload shorts directly to Leo threads, which will obviously be 3Speak integration. That's what you want, because that's, as the ad revenue standpoint, that's time on site, that's pages, that's clicks, because you go to one of these, then you go to another, then you go to another, and all this stuff, if it ties to the leaderboard, and the leaderboard is another page, people are clicking it, people are going to it, they're seeing where they are at, they're refreshing. This is the stuff we want, and this is the stuff we need. We need page views, we need threads, we need activity, and ignore all the other shit. Start building. And if you don't know what to build, just get heavily active. Click around, answer comments, go and get on the top of these leaderboards. They're right there. Now you know the parameters. It's over a 7-day period. So within 3 or 4 days, as Django said, in an hour, he went from 80 to 40 or something. So, just go get busy and get involved and engage, and let's pump those numbers up. And that has a filter down effect to everything. everything is benefited because the page views go up, the ad revenue goes up. We can market it, we can promote it, we can say. I mean, Eric put a Nomad Soul put out a thread today, and he said we're all ready for the month of August. I think he said 750 or 800 users, which I think the record's like 1,200 or something. Uh, and we're what, a third of the way through the month. So this is the stuff we want to promote. This is the stuff that's important. And this is the stuff that will change things.
Preach it, man. Preach it. Dude, good show. And everyone stepped up awesome with the questions. A lot of fun. Again, reminder for everyone, Tuesday's show will be a American version because I will be in Taskmaster's glorious country. First time I've been there post-pandemic, man. So are you excited to have me in your country?
There's 330 million people in this country. And I guarantee you, you're going to be west of the Rockies. To me, I mean, what the hell's the difference between like the Pacific Northwest, like Oregon and Seattle and Portland, Seattle, and British Columbia? I mean, it's nothing. There's an imaginary line in the dirt that separates the two.
Yeah.
Wealthwise says, enjoy your time there. Yeah, enjoy the American rest stops. At least you'll find probably a lot more rest stops.
Dude, that's like I'm actually in a pretty decent one right now, but this is pretty much the only one on the major highway that goes right through the province of Alberta. So, yeah. The rest stops in America.
That's something we have is, depending on where you are, we got a lot of rest stops. I don't know how it is out in the Northwest, but in the Southeast here, they're all over the place.
Yeah. There you go. Guys, thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for being part of this show. As always, we appreciate you. We will see you on Tuesday, and we'll see you on Threads and on the blockchain. Toodles.
Ciao.